Embarking on this tumultuous journey of love in challenging times, the pressure to find the ideal partner can often lead to unwarranted scrutiny. Instead of succumbing to external expectations, this episode encourages standing resolute in personal choices, emphasizing that a clear vision fosters meaningful connections. Maria and MJ delve into love, relationships, commitment, and self-discovery in the True Love Knots podcast. As MJ aptly puts it, the essence lies in providing truth, offering a platform, and creating pathways for personal growth. Throughout the conversation, they highlight the transformative power of seizing opportunities, reminding listeners that every experience, whether triumphant or challenging, contributes to personal development. The episode unfolds with insightful discussions, exploring the guest's journey, the significance of personal growth in finding a partner, the dynamics of relationships at different life stages, and the profound connection between self-discovery and overall growth.
Hi everybody, Maria Romano here, True Love Knots. So let me tell you, it's been a really busy month, and you know what? The year, it's almost gone. I mean, it's unbelievable. And I just want to send out lots of love and happiness to all of my listeners out there, because we're coming up on the holidays and it's a stressful time. And speaking of that, stressful times happen when you're in dating, when you're looking for love, even more so because we're under lots of pressure. Like, we hate those questions. How come you haven't found anybody yet? Or how come you keep picking the wrong person? Nobody likes those questions. And this is what I always tell everyone. You tell them, listen, the reason I haven't found the right person is the dating pool gets narrower because I know what I want. And when you know what you want, you know what you're going to get. And that's why today I have a great guest on. His name is MJ Rachal from, where are you from, MJ? Again, it's in
I'm from Louisiana.
Louisiana. Okay, home of beignets and all the grits and South and everything. And, he has a multimedia company. Oh, yes. And he has a multimedia company, but he also wrote a book about the women in the middle, which we're going to get into. And let's send out hugs and kisses, virtual hugs. Welcome, MJ. How are you doing today?
I'm good now.
Yeah.
Nah, you look fabulous, Miss Maria. I look good. I'm happy. I'm feeling good. I'm blessed. How are you? Happy holidays to you and yours.
Thank you. So first of all, a couple of things. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what kind of got you to where you are today.
Oh, great. Well, my name's MJ, and I'm from Louisiana. Yeah, who that? Go Saints. That's what we do. And I'm really just a caveat. I'm a person that just really wants to just help his community. That's really all I'm about. If I can provide a platform for people to express themselves in a creative manner, then that's my goal. So I want to be like a whole monopoly board full of opportunity for other people to be able to, multimedia and music videos and podcasts and TV shows and the whole nine. So with my company Bomb Swag, I kind of want to be either be the sponsor or partner with you to be able to help you get to the next level in whatever it is that your endeavors are. So that's pretty much me.
So Bomb Swag, how'd you come up with the name? Let's talk about that for a moment. Go back
Well,
down later.
that is good. I'm old school. I'm an 80s baby. So we used to use that type of terminology back then. Say, oh, that's the bomb, or you the bomb.com, girl. Or, we were the originators of swag. We were saying swag way back in the 90s. So I just incorporated, what people are saying today, as opposed to what we grew up with, and to kind of bridge the gap between both of the genres and the age groups and all that, kind of just for everybody. That's why I hence the name Bomb Swag, to connect the bridge between old school and new school and everything moving forward.
And it's funny because I've heard the term, of course, and I've used it myself many times. That's the bomb, right? That means it's the ultimate. You can't say that now.
No, 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 no.
Some places they arrest you. So
long as you gotta like do a dance with it now. If you say bomb, you gotta like high five somebody or something.
So tell us a bit about your background, and we'll get into the book in a moment, because I do want to talk about that.
Mhm.
Tell a little bit about you helping people, but what made you decide to do that? Some
Well,
you
I'm a former Division I college athlete, played football at the University of Louisiana Monroe, go Warhawks. I interned at a radio station, for a while. I was in radio for a while. I hosted with my partner's name, James Aubrey, at Down South Sports Magazine, and North Louisiana. We came up with this great magazine culture with DVDs and a TV show where we traveled to a bunch of different HBCUs and black colleges, and we just kind of interviewing drum majors and cheerleaders, just kind of giving that whole environment, that whole genre, that whole greatness that is HBCUs. And so I kind of just been a jack of all trades. I just really been out there seeing that there's so much great culture and great music and great talent that's out there, but nobody really has a solid platform, something legitimate that they can showcase their talent. So when I say, you know what, if I could come up with something to give people an opportunity to just show their skills and let people know what they really got going on, I think that that'll be a help to, maybe the community as a whole. So that's what made me want to develop Bomb Swag and even write the book, The Woman in the Middle, because it's all about helping. If I could give some truth and give a platform and give a alleyway for people to be able to get to the next level, then I've done something good with my life. So that's pretty much my whole ordeal with it. I just want to help and get to the next level.
And that's a great purpose, because that's something that listen, we all want to make money. We all need to pay the bills. But
Right.
when you find your passion, your purpose, and you're doing what you like, if you're giving people what they want, that's an old saying from Zig Ziglar. You give them what they want, they get what they want, and you get what you want, and that makes a difference. But you're right, because the platform, you want to give people a safe place. And I think it's important because some people, right, don't you feel that they're concerned that they're not ready yet, they have imposter syndrome, and they need that little edge?
Yes, yes, yes. You just need an opportunity, because a lot of things you can do in front of the mirror, but then you get in front of a camera and things change. So you need practice. You need it. I think there's levels to it. So you may think you want to do something, but until you get the opportunity to actually do it, that'll really be the tell all about if that's something you really want to accomplish.
You just remind me, I was listening to a podcast, Mel Robbins, yesterday, and she was talking about imposter syndrome and people having that fear to take that paralyzed fear to take the first leap, the first step. And she
Right.
said, one of the most used terms for motivation was actually a promo, Nike, right? Just do it. Right? We've all,
Do it.
but the most important word, what do you think that most important word is? Just. It's not the do it, it's the just, because the just is that you need to just forget about it. It's never going to be, you're never going to be perfect. You're never going to get in front of the camera and be a natural. It's like you said, it takes time. A singer, athlete, anything you do in life. And I think that's the key thing that, is important in any messaging, even with dating, which we'll get into, and the woman in the middle is like your book. Your book didn't happen overnight, right? The book was a formulation,
No.
and it took you some time. And I think that's the thing is you got to put the work in. Nobody's going to do it for you. You got to put in that little sweat, that elbow grease, and the results are good. So tell us, there are interesting stories. So share with me a little bit about I said, okay, the title. So how'd you come up with the title? Let's talk about that.
All right, The Woman in the Middle, right? So throughout my whole life, trying to find my quote unquote perfect lady, right? I was really running into two groups of women. Okay, I was running into women on the left that were either graduating out of high school, finishing college and all that, when I was in college and all that, they were great. They were wonderful, perfect partners for me, but they weren't ready to settle down yet. They say, I want to live life. I want to enjoy myself. I'll see you in about 10 years, MJ. I was meeting them on the left. And then I would meet women that would be on the right that were saying, they were a little older, probably my late 20s, probably going into 30s, even 40s, that was saying, hey, I've lived my whole life. I've checked all my boxes. I am tired of this dating. I'm ready to get married. The first date, they like, all right, what you want to be? Let's do this. So so I'm running into that. So I can't get the ones on the left to settle down with me. And the ones on the right have done it all, seen it all. So if I can't go to left and I can't go to right, my mission was to say, well, maybe I can find something smack dab in the middle that's perfect for me. Someone that hasn't necessarily lived an entire life, but yet somebody that's had some experience that wants to kind of walk that walk of life with me. So that's where that title comes from, The Woman in the Middle.
So you're young, you're younger. I'm not gonna ask you your age, but you're young. And
I'm 37.
they're
I'm not old, but I'm not young, you
your
know.
babies, your baby. What I mean by that is, we're living longer today. All of us are
Yes.
living longer, and even people in 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s are looking to find love. And it's
Yes.
interesting you say that about the women on the left and the women on the right. Well, most women are on, and even men are on the right side where we want to get married. They get to over 40 or 50. We got to do it now. I'm going to die tomorrow. No, oh my gosh. No,
Yeah.
no. So, it's interesting because on the left side, you have that, what is it? That, what do I call that? That baby clock that's, that baby clock ticking in, fertility clock, where everybody's saying, you know what, we got to get married because we got to have babies and I'm getting older, right? So you're basically concerned. But then you get to an older age and you've got the mortality clock. You go from fertility to mortality. I think it's kind of interesting. And, I think you're right. Like you got to kind of get in the middle about finding that what works, because I see it. I speak to people that are older. I mean, and they're ready to just settle down. How do you feel about that? As a man perspective, you've dated.
Yes.
Well, let's take the first side. Let's take the left side. Let's talk about women that you meet, somebody you're crazy about that tells you they they're looking to still live their life a little bit longer, see you in 10 years. How does that make you feel?
It was frustrating when I was younger because if it's somebody that you really want, as opposed to somebody that's good for you, the needs and the wants, because I talk about in the book, if the want becomes greater than the need, then the want becomes the need. It feels like I have to have this. But when I was younger, it was devastating because if you're in college, she's in college, you're crazy about her, you're super excited, and she's telling you, oh, but there's some other guys that I really like. And you're like, oh, just be with me. I love you so much. You kind of on that type of time. But as you get older, you realize that you have to run the race with somebody that's running alongside of you, that it's just going to make things easier. And then the person that really wants you, they'll just be with you. So it's really a blessing in disguise. There are no losses, just lessons. So I learned that if somebody wants to be with you, it doesn't matter about where they're at in their life. They'll be with you. And if they don't want to be with you, I'm not going to say they're going to make an excuse, but they'll figure out a way to let you down easy to tell you that they're not interested. So I had to learn the difference. And that was really really good blessings on the left side. So it's a good thing. It's just age. It's just a number.
Yeah, well, no, it is and it isn't. I mean, yes, you're right, because you hope with
Yeah.
age you've learned a little bit more because you've had some more experiences and not, making the same mistakes. So then when you went to the other side, to the right, boy, I feel like we're talking politics here.
Right. Left side,
You
right
know,
side. That's what it is. That's all
that's right.
dating is,
It is
politics.
politics. So when you meet women that are a little older, a little bit more established. So what did you like and what didn't you like, obviously? Because you said that it
Yes.
turned you off, I think, a bit. Would I can say that or not really?
It just depended on the person, that I was with. You feel different about different people. There were some positives. I learned that women that are older have tremendous amount of wisdom. So they play less games with you. They're more direct and upfront, like in the beginning. So you're not gonna get like led on as much as you would with somebody that was younger that kind of didn't want to hurt your feelings, but kind of enjoy your company. So they would just tell me day one, we could be sitting at a restaurant. I mean, she pulling out her notepad. She was like, okay, so this is what I want, and this is what I need from you. And then, all right, it sounds good. We doing this? And I mean, it was right from the beginning. So I respected that. That was good. That's a good thing that I learned, that sometimes it's good to be direct on that perspective. But the flip side was, if you've already had your favorite restaurants, you've already traveled across the world, and you've already had children and lived with somebody and, did the whole deal, I kind of felt left out. Like, well, what can we experience together? Because I love that explosion, new experience feel. I love that with you. If I'm with somebody, we hold hands and we go to our very first football game together. I love that deer in the headlights look that you got, where you're so excited because this is so new and fresh, as opposed to that, this reminds me of something I did 2 years ago or 5 years ago. Oh, this the same
It's
restaurant
true.
I was at. It's a lot. So there's good and bad. There's positives and negatives to everything. It's the person. The book talks a lot about the woman in the middle. Who is your person? If the person that you're with, you enjoy to be with, then all the other things are minute. You'll get over that.
And I think you're right. I think it doesn't matter if somebody still wants to go out and experience things, that means they need to go out and experience things. And that they are too young. And that's smart that they recognize it. Too young, meaning too young in life. They could be older,
Right.
but they haven't experienced what they needed to. And then you're right, on the other side, it's nice to be direct, but I think for me, I mean, I know as a woman, when I go out on a date, when somebody says, so what are you looking for? Are you looking, we have a timeline. Like, I don't have a timeline. Okay. I think you just
Right.
have to allow to be. I mean, yes, I think you're with somebody for at least 4 seasons. If you're not with them 4 seasons, you don't know enough about them.
This
That's
is
true.
true.
So have you had
That's true.
anybody break your heart? Have you had anybody break your heart, MJ?
What you trying to do to me, Miss Maria? What are you doing?
Maria, please. You don't have to call me Miss.
Oh, oh, broke my heart. Yeah, of course. Of course. Plenty of times. That's what the heart is for, to break and then to heal and then to break again and then to heal. It's a strong organ that you have,
That's
in your body.
I love that. Yes. And
I,
some people
yes, I,
are afraid. They think, oh, that's it. I'm not going to go out there and first of all, are you in a relationship? Good for you. Are you
oh,
married?
oh, 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 am I in a relationship? No, 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 no. I'm not
Oh.
in a relationship. Not yet. Not yet.
Ladies, I'm putting this out on Instagram. It's going to be clips. He is
Oh,
single.
man.
I'm telling you,
Oh, man.
7, right for the plucking.
Right for the plug. You
That's right
crazy.
for the plucking.
That's
But
good.
no, so well, what advice would you give women that are getting out there? First of all, let's start with younger people, younger women in their 20, they're getting out of school. What advice would you give them?
Oh, that's the one thing, Miss Maria, I don't do. I don't give advice. I don't do it. I let people just live their lives and do their thing.
Oh,
There's only really one piece of advice that I probably ever give, and that's in the book. And it's 2 words, and it says, "Don't die." That's it. It's the
don't,
only advice I give.
right.
Just don't die. Live your life. Whatever feels, feel it. Whatever looks, look it. Whatever tastes, taste it. Whatever do it. Do it. Live your life. Live whatever it is. If you're a person that wants to, have a family and get married and all that, you're gonna run into that person that's gonna want to get married and want to settle down just like you. We meet those people. The hardest part is not finding your person. It's not hard. The hardest part is finding the person that we want to want us back. That's the challenge.
To want us.
Finding. Yep, yep.
Yeah,
There's a
okay.
there's a
You're
song.
right. You're right. Mhm.
Teddy Pendergrass got a great song because I like the old school, and he said
I
it
love
feels
that
so
show.
good loving somebody if somebody loves you
You're
back.
back. Yes, I love
If
that song.
that's always the issue. Not find We find the people that we like all the time, but that person wanting us the same way we want them, or close enough to be in a monogamous, committed relationship for a long time, that's the challenge. So acceptance is probably the hardest thing I would tell anybody to deal with when it comes to love relationships, commitment, the whole nine. My parents have a great story. They're still married to this day, been almost 40 years. My mom said she didn't like my dad in the beginning. He was goofy looking, he had big old glasses, big, thick Coke bottle glasses, she said she didn't like him. He won her over because of all the other things that she checked the other box, he checked the other boxes for her. And she realized, I know I'm gonna have a long, good life with him. He's gonna take care of me. And that's what I want more than I want anything else. So I tell people in the book, on One Woman in the Middle, I say it's not about what you want. It's about what you want the most that brings you to success.
Mhm.
So as long as you get the top three things, you don't have to get all 10. Get the top three, and I think you'll be okay.
Well, but do you think there has to be also some, and I don't like to use the word chemistry because chemistry fizzles out, but there has to be some sort of physical attraction, that you gravitate towards somebody. And then of course, then you get to the side with connection. Then you get into the deep emotional, spiritual side, right?
Ideally, you would, in a perfect world, I think you could do that. But like I talk about in the book, you can have relationships where the person doesn't fit all three things, the physical, the spiritual, the mental, and you can still be with this person for a long time. It's not the most beautiful stories like in the Disney movies. It's not like, finding the Snow White and then the prince and, you see each other. And it might not be that way, but I have seen very successful couples meet each other and be on the same page with their wants, and it just works out. So I'm just realistic. I don't try to, paint this beautiful picture where, she has to be somebody that is the light of your life, and he has to be somebody that takes your breath away in order for you to be with them for 45 years. You don't have to have that. If you do end up with that, great, high five. I'm proud of you, but I don't preach that. I preach somebody that is either committed to you or committed to the relationship.
So I agree with you and I don't, because
Hmm.
I think that you do need somebody to take your breath away, because when you fall in love with him or her,
Hmm.
they should take your breath.
They
And I
should.
think that's where that goes into that connection chemistry. It moves to that. I'm not saying it might not start like that, but it's just, it needs to get there. I think it needs
Hmm.
somebody that has your back.
Yeah, I agree, definitely. It's important for somebody, especially establishing that early, to say, hey, you got me, I got you. Chemistry can come with time.
Mhm.
You can be with somebody in the beginning, not have any chemistry,
Mhm.
and it can flow and it can grow. I've seen couples
Mhm.
not have anything in common, but they be together for a few years, and then man, they realize, you know what, I like this, I like that, and it just works out. My mom told me something that was really real to me. It's probably the realest thing I ever heard when I was young, and it's gravitated through my entire life. And I respect my mom for that. She's always been honest with me. She don't lie to me. She always tells me the truth. And my mom told me that women choose to love and men fall in love.
Right.
And I didn't really know what that meant when I was younger, but as an older, man, today I get it, that in order for a relationship to really do well long term and be safe and protected and to grow, the man has to be way more into the relationship than the woman has to be. A woman can kind of like you enough and be with you for 50 years. I've seen it. Women be like, yeah, you cool. I like the way you brush your hair and I like your truck. I'll be with you. Like it doesn't have to be a whole lot, but for a man to really be all in with a woman, he has to just be over the moon. Because there's going to be temptations. There's going to be times that he's going to be frustrated. There's going to be, and a man can just dip out. He can go. If he's not in with you, he can go. He can do it. So in the book, I talk about how a situationship can feel like a relationship. It's the very first chapter,
Right.
but it's not, because very damaging, because you think that you're in something real, but you're not. It's just circumstantial. As soon as the one or two little things that you like about this person kind of goes away, you're out. and then you use what's called the monkey bar technique that I talk about, where you won't let go of another relationship until you're really secure with the other relationship, and then you let that relationship go. People would tend to do that throughout the course of their life. And that's where the damage and the trauma and all the emotional damage and the hurt will come from monkey barring your way through life, relationship to relationship.
That's true. And that is so key thing is you need to, give yourself some time after a relationship and not jump from the frying pan into and I see that all the time with people and it doesn't work. It truly doesn't work. So we have a few minutes left. Believe it or not, we've been talking. We've been having a good
Awesome.
time. So
That's
what's
good.
on the horizon for you? What would you like to share with our listeners?
If I have the book, it's great. It's called The Woman in the Middle, A Man's Guide to a Woman's
Where can we get
Treasure,
that?
her mind.
Where?
So, get that apart. It's all on my platforms. I'm on all social media platforms, just So Bomb Swag. That's TikTok, Instagram, you name it, Twitter. But the overall theme and the message is just getting, all my talent out there. I just wrote my first TV show. I got that. It's a pilot for a show I just put out. I'm excited for that. I really want a screenplay. I want to get with Tyler Perry and get with Will Packer, and that's my goal. Steve Harvey. That's my whole mission. So I really just want to tell everybody, just support the book, support the movement. I'm on all the platforms. So Bomb Swag, The Woman in the Middle. That's it. Just show love. If you want to talk, I have no problem having communication with you. I have no problems with that. And I just want to help. That's my whole mission. I'll tell you the truth now. I don't do no lying. I just
Now
want to
you
help.
have an email because some people might not be on all social media channels. And that was,
Oh, yeah.
I was having a challenging time finding that.
Oh,
So
yeah. My email's on my TikTok, which is So Bomb Swag, but my email is bombswag and then the number one at Gmail. So, you can reach out to me on that too if you
perfect.
want more of a professional thing.
Well, I want to thank you so much for sharing because I really wanted to find out if I read the book, like what really made him decide, like what, and I know your mom had a big influence in your life, and
Yes.
I think that what you're doing is first of all wonderful, just getting, giving yourself people other platforms so they can stand on them and find out their true self, which you're giving them a helping hand, and that is so critical in life. And I know you're gonna find somebody. I do. So
Well,
with
I just pray. I'm just thankful. I lead, let God lead it for me. My whole mission is to serve his purpose. So whatever God got for me, I'm just happy to receive it. That's where I'm at with it now.
Well, everybody, you heard it from MJ here today, and we're going to put that information in all the show notes. In the meantime, everyone, continue to stay healthy, happy, and safe, and spread love. And have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much, and I hope to hear your comments.